Hey guys, Forever Fangirl here. So back in June, I went to Sydney Supernova, and today I thought I'd talk about some of the highlights of my experience there. So let's talk about the guests that I met first, because I'm sure that Future Me has put something about it in the title or the thumbnail, and that's probably what most people are here to hear about. I met a few different people this year, so I'm just gonna go in the order that I met them. First was Bryce Papenbrook, and he is the English voice actor for Adrian from Miraculous Ladybug, Eren in Attack on Titan, and a ton of other well-known roles. I was also cosplaying Alia that day, which was completely coincidental, by the way. I had been planning that for months prior to knowing that Bryce was coming to the convention. So I got to the front of the line and he immediately recognized who I was cosplaying as, which was a bit of a confidence booster because at the beginning of the day when I was like putting the cosplay on and everything, I was kind of second guessing my choices and wondering if I really did look like Alia. But yeah, he complimented the cosplay, which was awesome. So he started signing the poster that I had chosen, and it was then that I realized that I hadn't really prepared anything to say. See, I'm a socially awkward mess, so usually if I'm going to be meeting a guest at one of these things, I like to have a couple of points of conversation prepared to talk about so that I'm not just kind of standing there really awkwardly in silence whilst the thing's getting signed. Yeah, I didn't do that this time. Luckily, it wasn't too bad though. There were some really long gaps of silence where I was just like, crap, Jess, you need to say something, Jess, this is getting awkward. But aside from that, it went pretty well. I asked him whether he was enjoying working on Miraculous, and he said he was. We also talked about the poster that he was signing, because apparently he commissioned an Australian artist to do it specifically for this event, which I reckon is pretty cool. He couldn't remember the artist's name on the spot, so he said that I could DM him on Instagram and he'd tell me. I don't have Instagram though, so I wasn't able to do that, which kind of sucks, because you know, it's not every day that a famous person says that you can DM them. Anyway, after he'd finished signing, one of the volunteers offered to take a photo on my phone for me, and I'm pretty happy with it. I'll put it up on the screen here. And as I was leaving, he asked if I wanted to do the pound it thing like they do in the show, and I'm like, do I ever? I'm such a child sometimes. So yeah, this is what I got signed. As you can hopefully see, there's a little paw print at the top, and then at the bottom it's got my name, the signature, and then he put Adrian and Cat Noir as well. So yeah, I'm really happy with that, and he was a really nice guy, so you know, I'm very happy that I went and saw him. So moving on, the next person that I went to meet was Shannon McCormick, who voices Ozpin from Ruby. And a bit of a tangent here, but on the way to line up for the signing, I actually ran into a couple of other Miraculous cosplayers, which was really cool because somebody earlier in the day had actually told me that they'd seen these cosplayers, so I was keeping an eye out for them, and yeah, I just rounded the corner and there they were. So we spent a good 10 minutes fangirling over each other's cosplays in the show. We also got a photo together, which I unfortunately forgot to ask if they were okay with their faces being shown, so I'm gonna just have to block them out. If these people happen to be watching this video, then feel free to like let me know what your like @names are, and I'll put it in the description for you. You guys all looked amazing, and I'm really glad that I ran into you. Anyway, back to meeting Shannon. So I had to ask the volunteer how much it costs to get a photo. Unfortunately, my cosplay glasses did only have clear lenses in them. I did debate getting my prescriptions put into them, but that would have cost me a couple $100s, and I don't have that kind of money. In this situation though, it was actually kind of a blessing because it gave me a point of conversation to talk to them about whilst I was paying. I never thought I'd see the day where there'd actually be a perk to not being able to see properly, but apparently there is, and that was it. Anyway, we got the photo taken, and as I was saying goodbye, I asked if I could have a hug, and he said yes. I can't remember if I asked Bryce for a hug. I feel like I might have, but there's also a very equal chance that I didn't because I was too busy freaking out over the fact that I'd just done the pound it with Bryce Papenbrook. But yeah, he was really nice. And the final person that I met was actor Stephan Amell. Now, I didn't actually have a token for an autograph or anything with Stephen, but my friend Jade did, and she was nice enough to let me tag along with her when she got her autograph done. So yeah, shout out to Jade who let me basically mooch off her money. Anyway, so we were waiting in line and we noticed that he was wearing a Slytherin beanie, and we had a mini freak out because we're both massive Harry Potter fans and Jade's actually a Slytherin, so that was pretty cool for her. So we complimented him on the beanie when we got to the front, and that was about the extent of our conversation. We didn't talk too much with him. We'd also actually just come from the Q&A that he did with David Ramsey, and David Ramsey was actually late to that because his signing session went overtime. So halfway through the Q&A, the MC was just like, so we've got a question from this guy at the back called David, and we all turn around and David Ramsey is just chilling up the back. He'd literally just walked through the front door without us noticing. So that was pretty funny, and the panel was very interesting. But anyway, enough about guests. Let's talk about merch, because we all know how much I love merch. So because most of my money went on meeting guests, I didn't have a whole lot of money to actually spend on posters and stuff this time around. I did get a couple of things though. So there's this small poster of Zelda from the Breath of the Wild 2 trailer, because that had only come out recently at the time of the convention. I also got these two really cute Link stickers. I especially wanted the Korok one because I am very much a completionist and I am going for all 900 Korok seeds, even though I know fully well what the prize is. And finally, I got this cute little Hufflepuff keychain to go on my TARDIS bag for whenever I go to conventions. My favorite thing that I bought though was from this store that was selling ocarinas. This guy was selling ocarinas of all different shapes and sizes, including this replica of the Ocarina of Time. There were two versions of this ocarina. This is the more expensive one, but in my opinion it looked better. It's also a 12-hole ocarina, so it's a bit harder to play, but it also came with a couple of books that tell you how to play it, and also have a few songs from the game Ocarina of Time as well. As you can see, there's a sheet music version that tells you how to play, as well as a version for people who may not be able to read sheet music, or for people who do know how to read sheet music but don't know how to create those notes on the ocarina. I haven't learnt any songs yet, but I'm definitely looking forward to doing it. Maybe I could make a video about it, tracking my progress or something. But anyway guys, that's all I had to talk about today. So if you enjoyed this video, feel free to leave a like and a comment below. You can subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see my future videos, and I will see you all next time. Bye!